I recently started a new project to 3D print Beskar armor for my Mandalorian cosplay. I could just buy this set online for $30 and get started, but no, that's too easy. Let's see if I can print this with only free STL files. Hey everyone, Danny here with VaderDad Builds. So I got my Mandalorian cosplay armor back here. I made it about 3 years ago before I got into 3D printing, so all the armor's made out of EVA foam, and I figured it was time for an upgrade. And instead of buying the files, I want to see if I can make everything with free STLs. There are a lot of parts, so I'll be breaking this build up into multiple videos. I'll be sure to give you the links to the files I share in each of these videos. Alright, so let's get started. Here are all the parts I need to find files for. I found a great set of free STL files to get started with. I will start by printing the chest and torso. I barely got these to fit on a 300mm by 300mm print bed. If you have a smaller printer, there are files for the chest in 3 pieces and the torso in 2 pieces. After printing the parts, I need to get a smooth surface to get a metallic finish. I have another video that goes over this in detail, so I'll give you the quick version here. Basically, it's sanding, adding primer, sanding, adding Bondo, more primer, and, sanding. Then I finish with paint and graphite powder. I got the first 2 parts done, the chest and torso armor. We can check the first 2 off the list. The next 2 parts I find are the left and right shoulder armor. And now I go ahead and print those. I go through the same steps to smooth these ones out before painting. Then finish with the graphite powder again. I really do love how the Mudhorn skull turns out with the graphite powder. Alright, 2 more pieces done. I'm really happy with how the shoulder armor turned out. Now let me mark 2 more off the list. Here's the model for the next free STL file that I found. It's the left thigh armor. I probably should have paid attention and turned this one around for the time lapse. But in case you want to see how the backside prints, well, here you go. And of course it's the same steps again for this left thigh armor to get the metallic finish. Smoothing and then finishing with paint and graphite. And now here's the finished left thigh armor. And one more to knock off the list. Here's the model for the free STL file I'm using for the left and right hip armor. It's the same model for both sides. And now I go ahead and print those. No metallic finish this time, but I still need to smooth these out before painting and finishing. I use a satin blue for these parts. Now I'm going to add some weathering to the hip armor. I have a few shades of acrylic paint, some water, and a dry paper towel. It'll probably be obvious, but this is my first attempt at weathering 3D prints. So this part really isn't a tutorial, it's more like, let's see what happens. I water down the brush before adding the paint. I'm painting a darker shade around the edges and creases, and a lighter shade for the rest. After adding the paint, I wipe it down with a dry paper towel. It's coming out okay, but I think I used too much water or wiped it down too fast. What I'll try now is using the darker shade just around the edges, and I won't use water this time. And now I wipe down the paint again with that dry paper towel. Here's the finished hip armor after adding the weathering. Well, here's where I'm at so far with finding free files for my Mandalorian cosplay armor. I feel like I'm off to a great start, but there are still quite a few parts I need to find. So stay tuned for part 2 while I continue searching for free files. All the files from this video are made by Mo Sislak, and he has these files as well as many others on Thingiverse. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know with a like or a comment. If you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe and notification buttons. Thank you for watching.